Welcome to our Anxiety Connection. I'm your host, Wendy Leeds, and I am so glad you're here because today we're going to talk about getting through the holidays with some peace, some grace, and maybe even some joy. For most of us, the holidays are not the most wonderful time of the year. In fact, a survey done on Very Well Mind found that 80% of us are somewhat or very stressed this time of year. And personally, I've got to think those other 20% have their moments in the middle of trying to deal with the hustle and bustle and stress and anxiety and disappointment and overwhelm of the holidays. As someone said recently, ho, 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 no. Well, I've been thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking about how difficult the holidays can be for so many of us. And what I've done is some research I've been reading, talking to people who manage the holidays successful and asking, what's worked for you? And over the last few weeks, I've heard some really good advice about making sure we take care of ourselves physically, eat well, rest well, moderation in all things, stick to your budget, plan your days, get your exercise, all great advice and things I absolutely believe we should do. And I'm going to do my best to do all of that through the year. But that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for something that would really make a difference in how we handle the challenges ahead. And to be honest with you, I'd almost given up when I stumbled on this answer just by chance in a conversation I was having with my cousin Marilyn, who is a very, very wise woman. She was telling me what she did and what she's been doing to get herself through COVID, because just like everybody else, she was stuck inside. She said, instead of focusing on myself, I decided to focus on seeing how I could help other people. I decided I was going to do one nice thing, one good deed every day for someone else. Whether I could be with them in person or not didn't matter. I was going to do a good deed every day, and that decision changed everything for me. Well, eureka, aha, yes, that was what I'd been looking for. Such a simple idea, just simple, powerful, life-changing idea. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by fear or sadness or loss or grief or whatever this holiday season, the answer is to look beyond ourselves and to find someone else we can help. I love this. I love the idea of committing to doing one single kind thing for someone else every day. I love it for so many reasons. The first one is we can actually redefine what a gift is. We talk so much about gift giving. What if we reminded ourselves that a gift does not have to be something we buy, we order online, we wrap. A gift does not have to be a thing at all. A gift can be something we do. I'm not talking about a grand gesture here. I'm talking about holding the door for someone using a walker or pushing a stroller. I'm talking about paying someone a compliment, saying thank you to the person bagging your groceries or fixing your car. Just a simple smile, a simple wave, wishing someone a good day counts as a good deed. And if you're still quarantined at home, you can call a friend who's going through a tough time, send a note, an email, a text to cheer someone up in your life, or to just offer them a positive word or two. Small, simple, powerful, can change your life in so many ways. First of all, when you give, You get what we call the helper's high. And maybe you've experienced that release of endorphins, release the endorphins. Those are the happy hormones. And you release them just from doing good. Makes you feel good all over. And you know what? You not only get the endorphin high from giving, you actually get the exact same high from receiving. And bet you didn't know this, you get that burst of endorphins from watching an act of kindness. Win, win, win. Giving also reminds us of the abundance in our lives. We all have so much in our lives, and we can give from that abundance. And that reminds us that we have so much to be grateful for. We have enough to share with others. Aren't we lucky? And I'd say we are lucky and powerful, because giving actually reminds us of the power we have in our lives to choose our own path and then to follow that path. Giving reminds us we own that power. And every time I choose to do something kind for someone else, it reminds us we have a choice. We are choosing to act. We are choosing to be in charge of who we are. No matter what's going on with us, we have a choice about how we act and how we stand up in our own lives. You know what? Every time we choose to do something kind for someone else, it makes it easier to do it the next time and the time after that until it becomes a habit. And in fact, Meryl, my cousin, was saying it's a habit with her. It's a habit to every day act out of kindness. But benefits don't stop there. In fact, one of the biggest payoffs for this commitment to giving is that when we switch the focus of our thoughts from ourselves to others, we actually interrupt our pattern of negative thinking, those negative stories we tell ourselves over and over and over. You know those stories of, oh, I shouldn't, I can't, I did, I'm ashamed, I'm guilty, I'm sad, the terrible things that are going to happen, I'm going to fail, I'm not good enough. When we decide to focus on others, it interrupts and stops that story of gloom and doom. Not only that, it can actually change our negative story of pain and loss and suffering to a positive story, one where we're empowered to act. We are in charge of our life. We're the hero of our story. We are someone who can make a difference in the world, because that's what happens when we make the decision to give. This daily act of kindness works to connect us to the community and the world around us. Note, smile, a friendly word can work wonders in your relationships, brings new friends into your life, mend some broken relationships, and strengthens the bond with our wonderful old friends. Well, my friends aren't old, they're just wonderful. Good for you, good for them. Because this good deed not only changes your life, it can make a real difference in someone else's life. Whether you ever know it or not, you don't know what's going on with someone else's life. You don't know what kind of day they're having, the burden they're carrying, and what feels like a really small gesture on your part may mean the world to the person you're giving to. Many years ago, I sent a note to a teacher thanking him. Just been a great year, thank you. Years later, he came up to me and thanked me for that note, which he remembered because it had been a bright light in a really dark time in his life. One simple little thing I'd completely forgotten about made a difference. Finally, research shows that our act of kindness can actually have an effect on the other person's brain in a way that makes them more likely to be kind to others in return. Oh, this is so exciting. So our one kind act can actually change the brain of another person, causing them to be more likely to be kind to the next person. And what if that person after that passes it on to someone else and they pass it on and they pass it on? Well, you get it. I'm hoping that sharing these small acts of kindness will kind of work like the butterfly effect. The idea that the tiniest motion of the wings of the small butterfly can actually change the weather half a world away. One small change. What if our good deeds work like that? Can you imagine how together we could really bring a change into the world? So as we head into the holidays, I hope you'll join me in my commitment to doing one small kind act every day, because I believe I can make a difference. I believe you can make a difference, but I believe together we can change the world. You know the song, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me"? I say, let there be peace, joy, and love on this earth. And let that peace, joy, and love begin with you and me together. Let's agree to start today to bring peace, joy, and love back into the holidays where they belong. And if you're looking for a little extra support to help you deal with your anxiety through the holidays or any tough time, I want you to know I just released a mini course called Why You're Anxious and What to Do About It. I just love the title because that's what it is. It's a super practical step-by-step approach to, first of all, find out how anxiety shows up in your life. And secondly, strategies that you can use to deal with it and address it. I've worked really hard and I'm proud that I'm able to keep the cost low so it's accessible to as many people as possible. Module 1 is open to the public. Just go to wendyleeds.com/course so you can get a sense of what the course is like. I left a link in the show notes for your convenience. Until we're together again, I wish for us all peace, joy, and love. And as always, thank you for listening. See you on the next episode.